inadequate drying. If you go too quickly and just do 3 to 5 seconds and you don't evaporate off all the solvents and or water, it's going to yield lower bond strengths. Things are potentially going to fail earlier. You may start to see some funny craze lines and or stains or discolorations on margins. It's possible patients may have some discomfort earlier on as things start to break down and fail. So just be cognizant of that. So obviously one of the products that has MDP that was not shown in that previous slide is this one here. And so if you look at these newer universal bonding agents with MDP, GC has come out with theirs. So GC America has their G-Premio bond. And so by implementing MDP, it gives us a very unique advantage by truly being able to adhere to the hydroxyapatite in the tooth structure. And so again, allowing us to have the ability for one bottle universal adhesive to utilize in a total etch, self-etch, or selective etch mode on both composites, direct and or indirect, our ceramics and zirconia. It makes life easy. And so they've done a lot to help change the way the bottle is created to make it work better. They've made a thicker plastic so that heat can't damage it as easily. They put a different cap on it to make sure that it's sealed better. They've really thought of a lot in addition to just implementing some newer chemistries into it. And so with the Premio Bond, basically you have a universal system that is easy to use as a single bottle and gives you high bond strength potential, as I showed you earlier with MDP, but it also has other products you've heard of. It's got 4-meta, which you may have heard in Parkel's, some of Parkel's product, like their CNB Metabond. Other chemistry inside of this product is known as MDTP, which is a very interesting product also, which is a triphosphate that allows it to bond to precious metals. So this product can bond onto ceramics, composite, tooth structure, precious and non-precious metals. And so they've really done a lot to create a single product that works well in just about every situation you could have. But I'm going to take a step further. I like Unidos. I want to use it once and throw it away. There's no cross-contamination. It's never been exposed to air. And so I have exactly what I need every time in one single unit. And so I think more and more people are moving to Unidos, which is great. I think this is one component that is very interesting to me, and I would think you should look at that as well, as far as making sure you get the right amount of exactly the perfect material every time. So Unidos becomes very important. Now I throw this slide in here for any of the different products on the market. Follow the protocols that are in there. And so here it says, dry for 5 seconds, maximum air pressure, light curing it for 10 seconds. These are all very important. But if we look at the first part as far as applying it and waiting 10 seconds, that part is extremely important as well. That 10 seconds makes a huge difference. And when I'm doing hands-on bonding with people and I see them putting things on for just a couple seconds, I'm kind of, miffed that they're not following the instructions, because the acidity of these primers, when you put them on the tooth, they're neutralized. And so how long is that product acidic before it's neutralized? How many times do you have to keep scrubbing or rubbing something on? How many coats do you have to apply? You can apply more material and let it soak in longer. You just have to make sure you evaporate all of it off and displace it so you don't have pooling or puddling of the resin itself. Okay, now this becomes important when we go to the next slide, because the 10 seconds it's saying to utilize here, most people won't spend the 10 seconds. 10 seconds seems like an eternity. But if you look at bond strength versus application time in this study, if you look at some of the different bonding agents on the market, any product out there pretty much across the board, you'll notice the longer you allow it to sit on the tooth, the better it will perform and the higher bond strengths you can achieve. So before you go instantly cleaning it off with your air water syringe and suctioning off the excess and trying to evaporate off the volatile solvents, give it that extra time. Some people say, well, if I wait 20 seconds, that's a long time. And yeah, if you wait an extra 10 seconds, on every patient of the day, you lost maybe 80 seconds, 120 seconds, whatever that is. At the end of the year, you may have lost 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is. But I think the advantage here is getting higher bond strengths and having something that's going to last and perform better for your patient.